Welcome back to Gear for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 895, we're going to talk about Giada, Font of Hope. Now, this is the one card I was waiting on. I had an idea to build this deck, and it kind of didn't happen. For 2 mana, we get a 2/2 Angel, Flying Vigilance. That's already good, you know. But each other angel you control enters the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it for each angel you already control. And she taps for white mana to cast an angel spell to boot. Um, so obviously, if she's in play, you're going to drop her on 2, and probably use her on turn 3, drop a land, play a 4-drop angel, and it's going to come in with a 1/1 counter because she's here, and then each one gets more 1/1 counters. I feel like there are ridiculous ways to go with this. I didn't want to build another enchantment deck, but Sigil of the Empty Throne's amazing. Cathars Crusade's amazing. I feel like there's a build around just no actual creatures and that. But anyway, that's not what I did. I wanted to do tiny angels. All of the little bitty ones. Because they're eventually going to be big, right? So, the only problem is there's not that many. Let's get to our ramp, shall we? There's not a lot because I'm focused in on the lower casting cost side. So we have a Soul Ring, Marble Diamond, Seer's Lantern, and Gift of Estates is pretty much it. Card draw. I'm liking this Tenuous Truce. I believe this came out today, if I'm not mistaken. I think in my play group, this will hold up a while. It'll hold up enough to get your 2 mana's worth anyway. So, let's get into it. The angels, shall we? Because the Segovian angel was the very first one that come to mind. I was like, man, if there's a whole bunch of 1s and 2 drops, then that's awesome. But there's not. Ladies and gentlemen, the only 1-drop angel. Barring any changelings. Youthful Valkyrie. I like this because it also deals with the +1/+1 counter synergy. Whenever another angel enters the battlefield, she gets a counter. So that's cool. Sustaining Spirit is during the Grand Creature Type update, I believe, of 08. Got the Angels type. So this is kind of a neat one. It does have cumulative upkeep. It's a late game card. Whatevs. Angelic Curator, protects from artifacts. All them vehicles running around right now. Kind of nice. Sarah Avenger. Is this not the perfect card for this deck? I love just Tiny Angels really got me. Because I've got angel decks that are all the big angels, the big splashy ones, and we've all got that, and you spend the whole deck trying to make them cheaper or more whatever. But it's built into our commander here. So, Angelic Page, Resplendent Marshal. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control that shares a creature type. So that's kind of neat. Inspiring Overseer. Gain 1 life, draw a card. That's not bad. Emancipation Angel. Now I really like this one. 3/3 for 3 flying. When it enters the battlefield, return a permanent to its owner's hand. You want to. Because that early play that you did that only had 1 +1/+1 counter on it, and now you've got 5 angels, you want to put that back in your hand and replay it so it's got all the more counters on it now. Angel of Vitality. I mean, it starts off for 3 mana as a 4/4 in our format because we play a 40 life format. It's amazing. Stalwart Valkyrie. Alternate cost, not that it needs it. We're into the 4 drops now, because that was what I had for the 3 and under. I wanted 1, 2s, and 3s originally, but I didn't feel like there was enough there, so I had to go up. Now I tried to use angels that I don't normally use, so that's you'll see going forward. Seraph of the Dawn. Just a 2/4 lifelink flying angel that's going to be huge. Lifelink tends to matter. Guardian Seraph. Now, I like this. If a source an opponent controls will deal damage, you prevent 1 of that damage. All of those one-shots, the pestilence type effects just don't hurt you. So that's neat. Thraben Watcher. Other non-token creatures you control get 1/1 and have vigilance. She's an angel champion, as it were. Then we have the voices. I only had the three. Voice of Reason is pro blue. Voice of Duty is pro green. Voice of Truth is pro white. Sustainer of the Realm. Here again, we're just talking about angel bodies right now. Tbilisi Spirit pro black. Patron of the Valiant. Here again, it kind of meddles with 1/1 counters. I sat down trying not to put Sarah Angel in this deck, but y'all know me, I could not do that. Battle Grace. Baneslayer. Yeah, I know we're getting up into the expensive ones, the 5-mana ones. Admonition is just a great removal engine. Sarah's Emissary. My wife destroyed me with this card. I don't understand why. She always picks the creature. That way, nothing can block her, and wow. Yeah. And then, of course, I had an extra Chroma laying around, so she's the queen. I mean, we all know it. Now, this is a deck that relies heavy on a lot of creatures on the board. So things like Unbreakable, the anti-wrath cards, Unbreakable Formation, protecting your team, Make a Stand, and Rootborn defenses, all, And I tried to get as much like angel adjacent stuff as I could, like Defy Death. It's a reanimate. If it's an angel, it gets 2 1/1 counters, which perfectly fits the theme. I put in a Congregate. Whoop. Oh, put in a Congregate. As an instant, I think this card is underappreciated, especially if you're building like life gain decks and stuff, or just to keep you from dying. Because you don't always die from commander damage. Sometimes you just die from having no life. But 2 life per creature on the battlefield, that's outstanding. You can net a bunch of life that way. Things that make angels, the Seraphic Greatsword, Entreat the Angels. I like this new Elspeth Resplendent. You can't bank on the ultimate, but this one you're not that far away. You played at 5, automatically take it up to 6. You don't have to protect her very long in order to get those 5 angels. And our commander says comes into play, not cast. So even your angel tokens are pumping up your entire team. Blinding Light, always good for a mono white deck. Whisper Silk Cloak to protect our commander. Angel's Tomb. As it turns out, I haven't used this in any deck. Creature enters the battlefield under your control. You may have this. I'm thinking if you stack your abilities right, you can start mounting up +1 counters on this. Armor Ascension, we're playing mono white. Revelation of Power. From the new set, it's got Giada in the artwork. I felt like I had to, and the flavor text. And it fit. Target creature gets +2/+2. If it has a counter on it, it also gains flying and lifelink. So, Holy Day. It is a great card. Nobody sees it coming. A lot of people see green, fog coming in green because there's like 1,000 variants. But not a lot of people see Holy Day coming in white. Sarah's Blessing, give them all vigilance. Granted, that's probably a slot. Probably is. Maybe that's where the Cathar's Crusade needs to go. Honestly, I feel like Cathar's Crusade would be the most amazing card in this deck if I had. But that's one of those cards that I think we tend to crutch on. Every copy that I have of the Crusade is in a deck. So I'm kind of glad I don't have it anymore. It forces me to look outside that particular box and find other alternatives. Rally the Ranks, tribal. I'm going to try this Sudden Salvation. If I don't know that I'll be putting opponents' stuff back in play, but this is a answer to a wrath. If you don't have the others, if it does actually blow up. Now for removal. Do we have some? We have Erase, Soul Snare, Condemn, Mana Tithe, and Rebuff the Wicked. There again, those are things that people don't see coming out of the white deck. The counter magic that they just don't see coming. Disenchant, Dismantling Wave, Crib Swap, Oblation. Now, Oblation, this used to be back in the EDH era before it was renamed Commander. This was one of the primo Commander removal spells there was. I mean, see, back then there was a tuck rule. It was before the current wording of the rule is if your commander would change zones, you may opt to put it. Well, back then is if it was put into the graveyard. So you could shuffle your opponent's commander into their library and there was nothing they could do about it. Except, throw stuff at you. But, yeah, it's kind of lost a little bit with the current rule set, but it's still decent. I have oblated my own things in response to whatever, just to get to draw the 2 cards if it was something trivial that didn't matter. We've got a Return to Dust. Ravnica at War, I'm telling you, I think this is a better card than people think it is in mono white decks. We're not losing anything. Cleansing Nova, and my board wipe I had to do Wrath of God. Just Wrath of God because it kind of fit the whole angel thing. Now, non-basic lands. Path of Ancestry. I know it's kind of weird it being a monocolor deck, but I want that Scry 1. I want that Scry 1 bad. We're mono white. Forbidding Watchtower turns into a pretty decent blocker if you need it to. Of course, the Rogue's Passage, the Cycling Lands, Desert of the True, and Chris donated a foil Secluded Step. Thank you very much, Chris. Karn's Bastion, because, I say free proliferate. It doesn't take up a slot in the deck. It's a land. You're going to tap for mana. It doesn't even come into play tapped. And we're dealing with a deck with 1/1 counters on it anyway. And then I have a Safe Haven. Just mainly to repopulate after, because you can generally sense when something's about to go wrong. Anyway, that is Giada. I am excited about it. I'm gonna play this one tonight. It is Friday for me as I am recording this, so I'm excited to play it. Got my 2 kinds of tokens because we've always had the 4/4 token, but Capenna gave us 3/3 angel tokens, so. And I really think there's a deck there. There's definitely a deck there for the token angels because she counts them too. And I think that could be a very amazing deck. I'm excited to see how this deck does. We're going to put 895 on the wall. I got that chair in the way. But that is it for today. I got talking. We're running long here at 13 minutes. I do appreciate it. Hope y'all have a good day. But we're going to go ahead and shuffle and cut.